Well, this is an interesting development. Hi everybody, today we're going to talk about a little discussion, hopefully quickly, about the whole winter movie situation between Gotchard and Gavv. It seems like we have no winter movies this year because we have a poster reveal not that long ago about the winter event, having Gotchard character like Kamen Gotchard, Kamen Medjed, and also Kamen Double in order to promote the Gotchard V Cinema, we did the graduation special, and Kamen Double promoting the Skull movie. However, there's no Gavv content at all, so I get that Gotchard and Gavv winter movie not happening. And I think that was interesting because it's been quite a while that we're not actually going to have a crossover movie this year. And it's pretty interesting to me that we're not going to have one at all. I'm wondering what the whole situation about that, because last year for the Gotchard and Geeks crossover movie, the first trailer or teaser already came out back in October, and now we're already in the second to last week of November and there's just no teaser at all or even announcement of a winter movie. Made me think that maybe it's not as profitable as it used to be. That's my theory right now of what's happening, because I really just want to talk about and discuss about this whole situation, because it's interesting to note that Gotchard and Gavv is not having a crossover movie at all, or anything related for Gavv content at the moment. I just want to think about why that is actually happening, because usually that we already have, like I mentioned before, we already have teasers already, so it should have been announced by now. Not only that, but as we already saw with the poster, there's no mention of Gavv anywhere other than just some toy commercials that were released later on, making me think that maybe there's some sort of situation happening right now. Because I know that lately, thing that I actually found out was the fact that most of the movies haven't been profitable at all. Like ever since Geo and 01 crossover, I don't think it hasn't actually reached the threshold the past few years. Especially since Saber actually didn't have a crossover movie for winter. It had the Eternal Phoenix movie, and the crossover movie was the Superhero Senki with the current Sentai at the time. I think it was Senkaiser. So yeah, it didn't have a winter movie either. So that's not that rare that we haven't had a winter movie for a writer in the past few years. But other than that, we actually had the Saber Revive movie, and then the Revive and Geeks movie. So yeah, it was also counted as a 20th anniversary for Kamen Rider Ryuki. So that one actually is pretty fascinating that, yeah, there is no information for Kamen Rider Gavv and Gotchard crossover movie, which pretty much sucked because I really wanted the characters to interact. I actually kind of wanted the Kamen Rider Gotchard King to interact with Kamen Rider Gavv. I really wanted to see Shoma and Hotaro interact, because they're so similar to one another. It would be pretty fun and interesting to write how these two characters would be interacting with one another. I will say that maybe that's the reason why, because as I mentioned earlier a little bit briefly, that yeah, these movies maybe not be as profitable as they used to be. That might be one of the reasons why they probably stopped doing it. I don't know personally how much Gotchard actually won in terms of revenue for each season compared to Gavv, and how much Gavv is winning in revenue. Or maybe because they're trying to, maybe they don't see it profitable anymore at the moment. Maybe they're gonna save it up instead, make a V Cinema for Gotchard and then Gavv have another thing. Maybe save it up for the summer movie instead. Because if this is actually a trend, I don't know if Gavv might not actually have a summer movie. This might be an indication that maybe Kamen Rider may not be as profitable as it used to be before, or the whole pandemic situation. Maybe that might be what's happening right now. Maybe they're probably feeling the after effect of the whole pandemic situation, because I just mentioned before, Saber didn't have a crossover movie. Or also the fact that with all the increased revenue and also increased prices, maybe they don't see it profitable to actually make a Kamen Rider winter movie. Yeah, I will say that maybe, hopefully, they might actually hold off on this. Maybe this might be a profitable idea. Maybe they might be saving up for, I can tell, the first generation. Because I know the 01 and Geo movie was Reiwa's first generation, and currently Gavv is our 6th writer. After Gavv, we only have 4 more writers left to actually make probably a generation film, because it might be more better to be profitable there. Maybe wait till we actually have our 10th regular writer in order to make another generation movie, maybe for winter. That's my theory right now, what's going to be happening with Gavv content right now, because as I mentioned before, there is no mention of any winter movie. It's pretty ironic considering the fact that many of these winter movies have been somewhat canon to the current season. So maybe I'm just thinking about how the fact that they're not going to have an outlet to actually put any characters there, because I know that many of us complained during the Gotchard run because of the fact that Kamen Medjed, our secondary writer, was introduced in the crossover movie and then reintroduced in the season. But the thing is, majority of us who are Western fans right here, we have to wait a couple months until Kamen Gotchard and Geeks crossover movie came out for actually see Medjed's first transformation. The majority of them were lost. So yeah, that might actually have tampered with some of the sales for the winter film last year. Maybe that decision was probably not a good idea. And probably Toei doesn't want to have a repeat of this whole situation with Gotchard. Maybe they don't want to push it back instead and make something else. Anyway, I'm still waiting for right now, the December or January, probably around the time we'll actually have the Gotchard summer movie subbed already, as well as waiting for the double movie to be subbed probably around March or April, or when it gets out on DVD or something like that. Anyway, that's all of my overall thoughts right now, because currently that's all I'm thinking right now, because at the time recording, it's the second to last week of November, and I'm not really holding my breath that we're gonna have a Gotchard and Gavv crossover movie. And at this point, I pretty much just give it up on the fact that we're not gonna have it. It's pretty, again, saddening, because I really want to see these characters interact with one another. But what do you guys think? Do you like the fact that we're not having a winter movie, or are you disappointed there is no winter movie this year? I really want to know what you guys' thoughts are, and what your theories are about the fact that we're not getting a Gotchard and Gavv crossover winter movie, because as I mentioned before, it's been a while that we're not gonna have a winter movie, and like forever, because I don't know when was the last time we never actually had a winter movie for any Car Rider show at all. But anyway, leave a comment down below and subscribe for more Car Rider discussion and news, because this is something interesting and really want to hear everybody's thoughts. I want to hear everybody else's theories to know what you guys think about the whole situation. Peace.